What's going on, guys? This is the workout program that absolutely changed my life. I just felt like I really wanted to get this out there, and also something cool to look back on one day to see how I used to train. I don't know, I might train differently in the future, but this is a testimony that this program, at least for me, works. All right, it took me from point A to point B, and I just want to get this out there. I feel like I want to get this out there, show you guys. I'll try to explain this as best and easy as I can. But before I get into a quick disclaimer, this program is tailored to me specifically, and you shouldn't follow absolutely everything I say because I incorporate my weak points into the program, something we're all going to differ a bit on genetically. But what you should do is take the philosophy, take the training principles I'm about to show you guys, and incorporate them into your own program to really reap the best results. My physique was built from 50% of this program and 50% from my diet. All right, so this is only half of the equation. I won't be going over my diet in this video, but if you want to see my entire diet, let me know. I could get something out for that as well. All right, so my workout program consisted of 2 different mesocycles. I'm going to go over the first one with you now. That just being a certain period of time where you follow a certain program. Mesocycle number 1 followed a 4-week program. Each week was different. You did a different type of training style every week. So for week 1 is going to be all about regular, normal tempo. You're just stereotypical 8 to 12 rep range, kind of like bro lifting. Not too concerned about really slow negatives of the movement. Just control the weight, don't let the weight control you, and just train hard. Week 2, we're going to switch it up. Every exercise you do, pause reps. You're going to want to pause for 1 to 2 seconds. A lot of people lose the concept of time when they do pause reps. The main thing, you want 0 momentum in the movement. You want to completely freeze at a portion of the movement, count 1, 2, boom, explode up. As long as you pause, that's the main goal. That's week 2. Week 3 is going to be all about tempo reps. Really high emphasis on the slow eccentric, the slow negative part of the movement, and there's no pause involved. You're going to explode on the way up, no pause, immediately back down, but you want a slow 3 to 5 second negative on the movement. That's week 3. Week 4, it gets interesting. All right, week 4, every exercise you do is going to be a static hold. You're going to go heavier, and you're going to hold the weight at the peak contraction of the movement, or where it's really the most difficult. So you're not really fully locked out, but the most difficult part of the movement, you're going to hold the weight for a solid 15-20 seconds, as long as you can, but no more than 20 seconds really. And then you're going to do an immediate drop set with a lighter weight, about 60% from your top set, and you're going to do your just bang out the reps, all right? Typical, regular, kind of bro style lifting reps. It's going to be a drop set for every set, but I'll go into that in detail later. And that's the mesocycle. That's the 4-week mesocycle training block program. Week 5, optional deload week. If you're really beat up, really sore, take a week as a deload. Don't go to failure. Allow your body to recover so you could get immediately back into mesocycle 2, which I'll go over that too later. All right, so I'm going to go over real quick each day. This is mesocycle 1. I follow a push-pull leg workout split. Basic as it gets. All right, so day 1 is going to be your push day. It's going to be chest, shoulders, triceps. I start off with an incline bench. Start off with the compound movement, 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and then I go right into an incline close grip bench. Really try to emphasize more of the triceps, more of the shoulders. And you notice that's all I do for chest. I don't train chest. I don't train a high volume of chest. I already have a big enough chest. If chest is your weak point, ramp up the volume, do more sets. But for me, I don't need it. I go light volume on the chest. Then we're going to hop into a Smith machine shoulder press. Another compound movement, really hits the shoulders, obviously. Seated dumbbell lateral raise, unilateral cable external rotations. And also keep in mind, each of these sets we're going to failure. Each of these sets after failure, very important. Don't just stop after you can't do the full range of motion. Do a couple partial reps too after every movement. That's really where the growth happens. Really, when you push that hard, few partial reps makes all the difference. It's really makes the difference between a good physique and a great physique. Do not skip out on that. Everything else before that might as well just be pointless because you gotta train. You have to train hard. Intensity is so important. Do not overlook it. And also keep in mind, for every exercise, the last set of every exercise is going to be a drop set. So for example, the seated dumbbell lateral raise, it's your last set. You're going to failure. You do a few partials after that. Then after you really fail, you're gonna drop the weight, go lighter, do another set immediately after. We're doing a drop set. Try to aim between 8, 10 reps for that drop set. And that's for every exercise you do. Every exercise, go to failure, partial reps after that. The last set of every exercise is a drop set. And now you see, if you're following along with my push day, we run into something called a shoulder FST. Now you might be asking, Joe, what the hell is that? Well, it's something I incorporated into my program from the GOAT coach, Hani Rambod. He really coined this term, he came up with it. I've heard different kind of explanations for it. I've seen it done different kind of styles. This is how I do it. It's a finisher movement for a muscle group. This, I have exercise of choice. Whatever exercise I'm feeling the best pump from after hitting shoulders, I'm going to choose that exercise to do this FST set with. Now FST 7, the 7 means kind of 7 sets, but it's all going to be clumped together as one set. The focal point for this is all about the pump. You want to really expand the muscle fibers out as much as you can, pump as much blood as you can to really trigger that growth. I'm not ever too concerned about fully locking out and really going slow. I'm just focused on whatever I feel the best pump, whatever I get the best blood flow with. It's really a lot about mind-muscle connection, feeling the pump. And how it works is you're going to choose a weight where you fail in between that 8 to 12 rep range, and after every set you're gonna rest for 30 to 40 seconds max and immediately get right back into another set, and you're gonna do that for 7 sets. So really short rest time to 7 sets, and you always want to keep within that 8 to 12 rep range. If you can't get at least 8 reps on a set, drop the weight. Really the target rep range 8 to 12, keep that in the right range, and that's gonna absolutely destroy you. That's gonna be a great finisher. You're gonna feel a crazy pump. I really love this concept, actually, this training style. It's great. So after the shoulder FST 7 set, to wrap it up with triceps, we're gonna do, or at least I do, incline easy bar skull crusher, followed by cable push downs with the rope, followed by a tricep FST 7 set. Same thing as shoulders, just pick a tricep movement of your choice, whatever you feel the best pump on. Same thing with the triceps. And then, this is interesting, it's weird, but I also end it off, sprinkle it in, sneak in some calf raises. I do some seated calf raises, just 2 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Calves are a big weak point of mine. I literally hit calves almost about every day. I found you could really add a lot of volume to it. You could really train them pretty consistently. They recover, at least my calves recover pretty well. I get a lot of volume in for calves. I have noticed it does make a difference. So yeah, if you have great calves, don't do that. Incorporate your weak points with a higher volume than you would think, but still allow yourself enough time to recover properly, of course. And that's my push day. I'm gonna kind of breeze by everything else because it's just me naming the exercise, but I'll kind of pause if a major kind of training style or tip comes to mind that I feel is really important. But the next day, back and biceps, it's a pull day. I do weighted pull-ups, lat pull-downs, cable row with the handles. There's that back FST 7 set again. Machine rear delts. A lot of people neglect the rear delts. I think they're very important. It's also another weak point of mine, so you're going to see that one come up again. Biceps, we're doing the preacher curl, incline seated dumbbell curls, unilateral cable hammer curls. There's that bicep FST set. Meow meow curls, what the hell is that? I incorporate forearm training. This targets your forearms. I think I got that term from Sam Sulik, actually. I think I heard him nickname it that or something. That's basically you're on the cable, you got a straight bar, you're holding the straight bar, you're curling down. Those are meow meow curls. Meow. I love those. Those are great. And then abs. A lot of people don't train abs. I do cable crunches. I live and die by cable crunches. That is the only ab exercise I do. All depends on you. I have pretty wide obliques. I never train obliques. I only train the midsection. Only do cable crunches. I feel that the best pump from that. Never liked hanging leg raises. Never liked literally any other ab exercise. I have a philosophy, you train abs the same way you train any other muscle group. I'm not really doing body weight exercises for abs. I want resistance training for abs. Not doing any crazy planks, something like that. Train it the same way you train anything else. And then, look at that, again, seated calf raise, back to hitting calves. It's a weak point when I ramp up the volume on that. That's what I do personally. Do what works for you, whatever your weak points are. And lastly, this is gonna look really, really goofy. I don't advise you follow this leg day. I follow this leg day because I cannot do any hip hinging movements. I cannot squat, I cannot hack squat, I cannot lunge, I cannot front squat, any kind of movement where I am doing a squatting range of motion, I cannot do, all right? I have very bad hips. I have a lot of inflamed hips. I have this condition. I won't get too deep into it, but long story short, for my hip longevity, the health of my hips, I cannot do any squatting movements. So I got to get really creative, really clever with how I train legs. Quickly, I'm going to go over my leg day. I start off with calves, just 'cause I want to get it out of the way. Then right into it, this is very, very, very quad dominant focused. I really want to prioritize my quads. Every quad exercise I do is the leg extension. The only quad exercise I can do is the leg extension. I start off with the FST7 leg extension. That's rough to start with, but I'm starting off with that. Then again, we're staying on the leg extension. We're doing regular leg extension. We're just gonna do 5 additional assisted reps with really slow eccentrics, really slow negatives. I have a machine where there's a handle, you can assist the weight up, so you can still get that full range of motion after you fail. That's what I do. I just do 1 set of that, then I do 2 sets of a single leg overloaded leg extension. So I go up with 2 legs, or even use the assisted handle, and I go down really slowly with just the 1 leg, really prioritizing the mechanical stress on the muscle, a different style of stimulus than your typical set. Those are brutal. Still staying on the leg extension. All right, next exercise variation we do is a drop set with 5 rest pauses. So here's how that works. I do the normal set of just going to failure, and then after I fail, after I can't get the full range of motion, I'm gonna rest for about 2 seconds and then hit another rep. I should be able to get just about that full range of motion on the rep, and then I'm just gonna do 1 rep of it. I'm gonna rest for another 2 seconds and then do another rep, and then rest for 2 seconds and another one. I'm gonna do that till I get 5 reps, and then immediately after I get that 5 reps, I'm gonna do 5 partial reps, just as far as I can get up, halfway, quarter of the way up. It's gonna 5 more times, 5 partial reps, and boom, that's it. I'm gonna do 2 sets of that. Okay, and then we are almost there. This is the last exercise variation for quads. Normal leg extension, go to failure, and then it's gonna be 5 additional reps with about 5 seconds rest. So after you go to failure, you're gonna rest for about 5 seconds, try to get another 5 clean reps as best as you can. Then you're gonna rest for another 5 seconds, and you're gonna do 5 partial reps, as many as you can. Probably gonna be about 5, get those 5 partial reps. And then you're gonna, immediately after those partial reps, you're gonna really try your best to go, you're only gonna get about a quarter to half of the way up, but you're gonna wanna do a hold. So normal regular leg extensions, rest for 5 seconds, 5 partial reps, and then after the 5 partial reps, immediately hold into, you're going to be in a partial rep range, hold the weight for another about 5 seconds, and then slowly lower the weight, and that's it. You're going to do 2 sets of that. So every set you're going above and beyond failure. Really hard, really intense. It is hard to walk after this, but that's the quads. That's the quad part of leg day. After this, I'm just so mentally and physically drained and burnt out. It's a real psychological workout. It's really, as cliche as it is, it's really all mental. You're really training the mind more than the legs. Your mind gives up first before your legs actually do. But I'm just so psychologically exhausted after that, and I really want to prioritize my quads. And it's already been about an hour at this point, where for hamstrings, I literally just do 1 really all-intense set called a happy ending. And I find that just hitting 2 of those sets per week allows me to relatively maintain my hamstrings, because I really cannot do as much volume for hamstrings as I do for quads, and I really want to bring up my quads. It's the biggest emphasis right now for me. So real quick, the hamstring exercise, the happy ending, you pick a weight, you fail within the 8 to 12 rep range. For me, I do the hamstring curl, and you pick a weight you could get 8 to 12 reps with. After you fail, you're going to get up, shake your legs off a little bit, and just literally for 2 to 3 seconds, and then immediately get right back into it. At this point, the rep count starts at 0. You're only going to be able, the goal is to get to 25 reps, and you're only going to get about 3 reps each time. So you go till failure, you get about 3 reps, you get up, you shake your legs off for a few seconds, you get right back into it, hit another 3 or 4 reps. You do that until you get to 25. And that's the happy ending set. I think I got that from John Meadows, I believe. R.I.P. John Meadows. Great guy. I think I got that from him. So all credit to him on that. And that's it for legs. I wrap it up with a seated dumbbell lateral raise. Another emphasis is on my shoulders. I really want to get my shoulders out so I can really get more of that V-taper look. So I really want to emphasize the shoulders as well for me personally. I do 3 sets of the lateral raise and then really end it with abs. Just to get abs in there, got to get them in. And that is the push-pull leg split. After that, I take a rest day or an active rest day, and I repeat the same 3 workout days, and that's 1 week of the program. So real quick, for your rest day, you just take a rest day, but an optional active rest day is also an option. Sometimes if I'm feeling really good, recovered well, I don't have much going on the day, I may take an active rest day. I do cardio, I may practice posing, hit abs. It's all focused on my weak points. I do face pulls, I work on rear delts, just do a few sets of your weak points if you're feeling fresh and recovered, and some form of cardio that you enjoy. And that reminds me, for my cardio protocols, my goal is just an hour of cardio per week. I fit that in with either an hour of playing basketball, because I love basketball, choose what you like to do, or I do 60 minutes on the treadmill, which I split up with 20-minute sessions 3 times out of the week. I like to go on the highest level incline at about 3 miles an hour for 20 minutes. It's about like a moderate steady state intensity level for me personally. Ultimately though, cardio is not the main factor of losing weight. You're going to want to be in a calorie deficit, but I won't get too much into that because this is the workout program video. But just to recap, that is my mesocycle 1, and I went over week 1 of that where everything is regular tempo. The next week, we're still going to be in mesocycle 1, but that's going to be week 2, meaning everything, you do the same thing, but you do every exercise with paused reps. And you run through that whole routine. Then you go on week 3, where you do tempo reps, very slow, negative eccentrics for every exercise you do. And then week 4, you do the static holds week, where you hold the weight, where it's really the most difficult part of the movement. Everything of that is a drop set. And you notice every week we're changing the training stimulus of the muscle. Every week's different. It keeps things interesting too, keeps things exciting, fresh. But for me, I found my body responded the best with this. I think it's really solid. And after you do that, optional deload week if you're really beat up. And then after that, it's going to be about 5 weeks if you take the deload. And what you do next, at least what I did next, is I went to mesocycle 2. Really straightforward, really simple, the same exact training style, the same exact approach as mesocycle 1. The only difference is you switch up the exercises you do. The days are the same, the weeks are the same, you switch up the exercises. So for me, mesocycle 1, I did an incline barbell bench. For mesocycle 2, I did an incline dumbbell bench. That's all there is to it. You just switch up the exercise, different exercise variations. You're going to want to switch all those up. You don't want to follow the same exact thing year round. Unless it's like your first year in the gym, you can get away with that. And again, switching it up just keeps things fresh, keeps things fun. And that is my program. That paired with my diet has reaped me the best physique I've ever had in my life. I've never trained like this before. I used to always just train, kind of freestyle it. I know a lot of people that just go to the gym, freestyle it. They don't even know what they want to work out that day, what exercise they're going to do, and then they lift the same way every time, the same weight, doing the same thing. I'm big on structure, order, setting a program, having a real structured, sound approach to things, and it works. I found that this works. So I think that's it. Feel free to follow this, but everyone is going to be different genetically. Everyone's going to have different genetic weak points and strengths. So don't follow this exactly to a T, but I hope this kind of sparked you or future Joe. May just be me watching this. All right. camera just cut out. Hopefully my whole video wasn't just deleted. But anyway, I hope this kind of just inspired you or my future self to maybe actually create a program that you follow. And I hope you incorporate the kind of training style and approach and philosophy. Even if you don't, even if you just take away one thing from this, I hope you train with intensity. Because if you're not pushing yourself to the absolute highest limits, seeing how far you could go, failing, you're never going to get any noticeable respected results. You gotta get uncomfortable and you gotta work on your weaknesses. You gotta do what you suck at. I incorporate a lot of exercises I was really bad at, like pull-ups. I was so trash at pull-ups. It took me a good time to actually be able to add weight to it. You know, it was embarrassing, it was humbling starting off with it, but it's really cool seeing how much you can improve if you just really do what you suck at. But anyway, that's all I have to say. This will be an interesting video, but yeah, whoever's watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. How do I end this? Until next time, I got a big project coming up in the future that I'm working on that I'm really excited about. Soon to come. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, Godspeed. See ya. Peace.